Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. I'm going to go to Coco 5, oh yeah, out of Oklahoma, where they say Homeland Security is going to simulate the effects, I love that, simulate the effects of biological weapons outside of Newkirk. Yes, that's right, residents of Newkirk, you better be concerned, and I'm going to go over why in just a second. Because the Department of Homeland Security is planning to simulate the effects of bioweapons on buildings just outside the city. In a statement, the agency said that they'll be releasing non-hazardous, non-toxic chemicals and biological materials at the Chilocco Indian School. The study is part of the department's ongoing commitment to preparedness. In a follow-up video, I'm going to discuss other ways the DHS is prepared, or should I say, not prepared. This is more of the reason why I say you are the best protector of yourselves and your families, not the government. The government does not give a rat's patoot about you or anybody else. Let's be perfectly clear. Even the best civil servant out there is buried in bureaucracy and red tape to the point where even if they did have the best intentions in mind or in their heart, that they couldn't execute it if they wanted to. And then when they tried to, they would have so many hurdles stacked against them or in front of them. There's no way they would be able to thwart an attack. And all of these wonderful heroic stories of people thwarting the attack, government coming in and thwarting the attack. Guess what? It's all things and all patsies that they manufactured from the get-go. The ones that found people that may be a little flustered on a chat or on a, you know, maybe a Reddit or something like that, and they go and they befriend them. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, how about we meet? Hey, how about I give you this material to make a device? Hey, how about we bring you there to do it? I mean, every step of the way, push, 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 shove, 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 all with the goal of having these patsies get caught, and that justifies their terror numbers for next year so that they can make their money and get their budget and all that. It's crazy. This is all a giant scam, and we do not benefit at all. As a matter of fact, we definitely get the short end of the stick on this one, if you know what I mean. Now, Kyle Osterman lives less than a half a mile away from the school. He says he just found out about the test on Thursday, not from the government. He found out on social media. And he said, do you think they would at least let the neighbors know? Hopefully, they stop by and let people know. They're not going to let you know. And even if they are going to let you know, they won't tell you exactly what it is they're doing. They certainly won't tell you what they're going to release. I mean, it's crazy. Now, news, of course, is spreading fast after DHS paid for a legal notice in the local paper. Dennis Jordan said, quote, I just got sick to my stomach. If they want to test that stuff, let them go to Los Alamos. Yeah, absolutely. There is absolutely no justifiable reason that you can give anybody to test biological or chemical agents on our population. Period. End of story. There's plenty of ways that you can simulate the effects of humans and all that kind of stuff, and it most certainly can be done at a government test facility. DHS said testing will take place early next year and again in the summer. They say the study will be evaluated under the National Environmental Police Act. Folks, this is the biggest bunch of crap that I've ever heard, and I'm going to prove to you right now that this is very bad news for the people of Chilocco, Oklahoma. And I hope that people push back and not allow this to take place. As a matter of fact, I mean, get out there en masse. I don't care if you have to sit at that church, make sure that they don't do what it is that they want to do. Back in 2012, it was exposed, I should say, that during the Cold War, the government tested agents on the population of St. Louis. And of course, for years, nobody knew anything. and then it came out. This is from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. And I think this is extremely important to understand based on what I just told you is going to go on in Oklahoma early next year. It says here a doctoral dissertation that renewed public interest in the military-sponsored chemical spraying of impoverished areas of St. Louis in the 1950s and 1960s has spawned a lawsuit. It leaves open the potential for litigation related to more controversial aspects of Lisa Martino Taylor's work, questions of more sinister government experiments on human test subjects. Listen to this. Undisputed is that St. Louis was among several test cities chosen decades ago by government contractors for the spraying of zinc cadmium sulfide, a chemical powder mixed with fluorescent particles to allow tracking of dispersal patterns. The spray was part of a biological weapons program the government conceded in 1994, and St. Louis was chosen because of its topography and the fact that it was similar to some of the Russian cities the military thought it might have to attack. So Taylor's research hit the news earlier in the fall of 2012, and it triggered a memory from Benjamin Phillips, currently the sole plaintiff in what his attorney seeks to turn into a class action lawsuit in St. Louis Circuit Court. Phillips, a former city marshal, spent part of his childhood in the Pruitt-Igoe housing complex. Check that out. You need to Google that or search it and look at what comes up when you start looking up the Pruitt-Igoe housing complex. And there he remembered men in protective suits on roofs with machines spewing what looked like a thick fog of bug spray. Residents were told they were merely testing a smoke screen for protection in enemy attack. But Taylor's research highlighted studies showing chronic lung and respiratory problems born from exposure to zinc cadmium sulfide. The Army said earlier this month that no health consequences have been found in St. Louis. Taylor also raised the possibility of radioactive material being used, and she points to links between participants in the St. Louis program and scientists who took part in efforts to build the atomic bomb. The Army has denied such speculation. Phillips' suit generally describes the spraying of cadmium, including potential radioactive cadmium, without the knowledge or consent of the residents. Now, if this doesn't show you, and if this is an absolute proof that the government tests dangerous agents that have serious adverse health effects, then I don't know what else to do to show you. I could give you many other examples of how the government did this and what it was, it's just testing a smoke screen, if you will, to provide cover in case of a Russian attack. Oh, really? See, that's not what's going on, folks. And we need not be naive. I cannot think of one instance, where the government has done something that allows me to trust them. Can you honestly look back and say, hey, wow, the government's protecting my interests. Hey, wow, the government hasn't run this program into the dirt. Wow, they actually did what they said they were going to do. Because I think you'd be hard-pressed to find it. I'm sure a lot of people that may receive Medicaid, they may be thankful for it, but that program's being run into the dirt. How about Social Security? Sure, a lot of people out there get SSI or disability, or perhaps they're retired, they get that, and they may feel good about it. Guess what? That program's run into the dirt. Can't last forever, kicking the can down the road. These are the problems when you put blind faith, blind trust in an entity run by men. You know, that's really what it all boils down to. Men or women, it doesn't matter. Fact is that they're human. And as humans, they fall prey to the same types of temptation, the same greed, the same lust for power that most people do. And the men and women of honor that are out there are few and far between. And those that are don't want to participate don't have the stomach to participate in such shameful, such horrific testing. So people of Oklahoma, get pissed, because I can guarantee you there's more to the story than an inert type of testing. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I'm Joe Joseph. This was the DailySheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. #WakeTheFlockUp. Have a great day, everybody.